show on the road, shall we?
Me.
Hello, everybody. Oh.
Sorry. Continue, Nia. My fault.
Anyways, last we left off, we had Dearaen the Tiefling Bard, Sho Val the Human Rune Knight, Mordin the Tiefling Ranger, and Tok the Half-Orc Eldritch Knight. Tak.
Juju?
Takatok. I don't know.
Okay, moving
and
on.
Kibbles, their Awakened Fox, had delved deep into the mines of the dwarves near Kelvin's cairn, and their little outpost, now aptly named Kelvin's Maw. They had searched down because they had learned of a infestation of kobolds in the mines, which, as any good miner, is what known to...
Take a deep breath, collect your thoughts.
As any miner is known to be wary of is kobolds in the mines, especially because their ways of digging tend to be a little less than stable. That being said, upon diving into the mines, they learned that the kobolds that had taken up residence had fled from a blizzard and a yeti, and before they could explain themselves, the dwarves had already fled the mines. One of the kobolds was possessed by a ghost by the name of Janth Alawar. He was a ghost that had unfinished business trying to catalog the flora and fauna of Icewind Dale. And upon attempting to return back to the surface, they were beset by a group of mercenary-like individuals that had engaged them in combat, but upon sustaining some significant woundage, had decided that it was in their best interest to let it go. And that is where we continue. So, you see standing kind of before you, beaten, battered, a couple of them still breathing relatively heavily, furs and stuff.
One of them clearly dead.
One of them being dead. You see what appears to be a very dead but very pale, almost gray-skinned dwarf with white hair. You see a half-elf, you can assume is the spellcaster of the group, a halfling in nice scale mail armor, and a dragonborn, not wearing too much, but yeah, that's about where it is.
Okay. Let's see.
The berserker's wearing about like a nice kind of like leather hide armor.
Oh, so he doesn't get his unarmored bonus.
You could probably guess that his dexterity is not that high.
I know, it was just more joking.
Anyways.
Okay, let's see.
He's not very dexterous. He kind of hit the wall a few times and got his X stuck. when he was trying to go for Mordin.
All
So
right.
they are now kind of sequestered against the wall. I don't know if you had restrained them at all, but they had given.
I know we at least tied up the halfling, so should we just say we tied up the rest?
Yeah, might as well for flavor text.
Okay, so they are relatively bound against the wall, like their hands behind their backs. You can kind of see a little bit of a glare in the Red Dragonborn's eyes, and a cold, stoic look upon the half-elf's face.
I want to point out that I knew that, seeing as he is a caster, he's gagged as well.
I was going to suggest that too.
He's gagged and each of his fingers are tied up. Like, it's like he can't make any hand gestures or...
You give me a dexterity check.
Just straight dex?
Because there's no rope tying skill.
Unless
Unless that's like survival or something, I really don't know.
That would make sense.
Out of game, I am an Eagle Scout, so I would actually know how to do that.
I mean, same, but
We're talking D&D.
like, it's one of those things where like dice rolls and stuff.
So how about a 21?
Yeah, 21's fine. Very, very much a Shibari-esque knot tying across every single thing, so that he's thoroughly immobilized.
Whoa. Shibari? I was just going to go with, like, Chinese finger traps, alright?
I mean, sure.
You're not in the right environment for that. Okay, anyway.
You thoroughly Chinese finger trap both of his hands together.
I angrily sign, "Who are you and who sent you?" as they all stare at me like they don't. Cause they don't.
You pull up your slate and.
Yeah, after I realize they're looking at me like, what?
What he said was, "Who the fuck are you, and why the fuck are you coming after us?" I added some flavor text. I got your back, brother.
I nod.
The illusionist kind of rolls his eyes. Half elf, and the.
At the eye roll, I backhand him.
Give me an attack roll. Just unarmed. You should have that in there.
Is it an advantage because he's tied up? Restrained?
17.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that hits. He takes a point of damage. I'm assuming you're not doing enough to like do any like significant damage to him, just a shock of pain. Anyways,
I'm just gonna look at everyone else. They surrendered. We don't have to be that harsh. Although
I'm not in a good mood right now. I wanted to just get out of here and be nice with our kobold friends, but no. Now I want answers. I look at
the halfling, as I was going to try to say.
Sorry.
Before you backhanded him. She actually kind of speaks up, going, "Well, if you must know, I am Priska Underborough, a sword for hire, along with my, well, now two other companions. The dragon behind me is Itronus, and he's like..." And the indifferent one is Gerduine Favalur. That being said, we were hired to rough up a few individuals that were making their way north from Targos, and we tracked you on your path to here. We noticed that you had went into the mines and decided that it would be a good way to set up a trap, as it were. However,
Yeah.
I guess our personal knowledge-seeking, as it were, failed to understand who you were and your skill at combat.
To be fair, they didn't know that we had to deal with an undead frost giant. So, yeah.
And a mammoth.
Oh, yeah, the mammoth, too. Thanks back.
So that being said, we were hired to rough you up and relieve you of your coin. And she's just kind of like staring at you. In a mildly like, just like, yeah, let's just get this over with. Here's the song and dance. They've kind of been through this a little bit before, kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah, does it? So, yeah, mercenaries, like, doesn't always go the way they plan. Yeah. So, let's see.
So what's the name of the person that wanted us roughed up?
Now that was paid to us extra to not reveal.
Okay.
I can take a couple.
Hold on.
You know how clients can be.
Of course, but I'm not the client.
But plus there is the, professional courtesy, as it were.
I am not your client, and I don't care about your professional courtesy. I walk over to the half-elf, and I start dragging her to the... It's a she, right? Or he?
The half-elf is male.
All right, so
but they are kind of androgynous. They've kind of got like a little bit longer hair.
Fair enough. I start dragging him to the wood, like the wood path over the gigantic waterfall pit.
Okay. Give me an athletics check. Just to... How easily you are at dragging them. Unless you're
14.
trying to make it... So you can be relatively rough, but it is easy enough to drag them along. So you wanted to go over to the little waterfall? Or
Yeah.
did you want to go back down to the other end, or
No, like they know where, and like they've. I'm assuming they've seen the area because they were scoping it out. And as I'm dragging, I just look back. It's like, you tell me the name, or I push him into the pit. Good luck trying to swim with everything tied up.
give me... So you go all the way back around the...
Can I get an insight check to see if he's actually going to do this?
Knowing him, probably. And they call this...
I would say give an insight check, and Mordin, you can give a intimidation check.
That is 19 on the intimidation.
I got a 6. I have no idea if he's going to do this or not.
You actually, I'm going to say, even with a 6, you're pretty damn sure that I might actually be mad enough to do this right now.
You see a look of determination across his face, even though you may or may not believe the validity of the emotion.
Oh, Yeah.
I will say that much.
19 on the intimidation.
You start seeing the half elf start going, making noises of like. And the Dragonborn speaks up. Maxilinar.
Uh,
I had a feeling. Yep. Okay.
The Targos speaker.
Yep.
Huh.
If you will grant a moment, his reasoning was that he wanted to cut his losses and return any of the quote-unquote investments that he made.
After he stole from us, yes. They try to pay our side.
Those are his words, not mine. I just wanted a good fight.
Yeah. Who's to say he wouldn't do the same to you?
He's got a point.
Seems to me like he's trying to...
I'm a friggin' mercenary. If I didn't expect to be backstabbed, I wouldn't be carrying this giant fucking axe.
That's fair. But, yeah. No, he can't.
Speaking of which, I could not recommend a good blacksmith to help with all those digs that he kind of missed and it went into a wall.
Yeah. We're actually about to go back up to the dwarves to talk about a business deal. So, if you cooperate, we can put this bit behind us.
I looked down at the half-elf and so, bygones be bygones. We all go our separate ways. Legitimate question, not trying to be intimidating.
Yeah, no, I
persuasion?
no, I mean, yes, but, yeah, give me a persuasion, but I'm looking at the name. Oh, the kobold that's with you kind of speaks up and goes, if I might be so, welcome to interject here, I could actually be of use to these,
It would help further your research. Finish up your business.
If that's what you want to do.
I still sense a little... Here, he points over to the,
Dead dwarf.
he points over to the unconscious dwarf.
Oh.
That is still bleeding out. If I might actually be so bold, his ties to this world in terms of his soul is still
What you're saying is you want to possess him instead.
To put it bluntly, yes.
Alright. You want us to tie him up and heal him up a bit first?
That would be
Before you do
amenable.
that? Huh?
That might be counterproductive.
Oh, after he's been possessed, maybe.
Of course.
It's basically the ghost would the way I'm ruling it is technically the ghost would get basically a free possession because the person is unconscious.
Yeah.
Knocking on death's door.
Basically, knocking on death's door, you can see blood from the wound sustained.
Well, I'd say let's stabilize him because we still need you to talk to the dwarves up there.
And I can vouch for the dwarves.
Alright.
As a dwarf.
Works for me.
I feel like that would be a little bit more amenable than your... And he kind of motions up and down with the kobold arms, kind of like pointing at himself. Like, I feel that would probably be a little bit more amenable than a kobold body.
Makes sense to me.
Looks at the dwarf like.
And the halflings that just staring at you. Priska, she's like, "What do you mean possess the?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just looking utterly confused.
Oh, let me put it bluntly. Their ghost possessed the kobold leader from that invaded here, and looking for a better body. He's actually
Granted, he was a bit of an asshole anyways, but that being said, I feel like we don't exactly have much of a choice.
But still looking at him, he's like,
You're getting it.
he looks a bit different from the dwarves out there. What kind of
Dwarf is a dwarf is a dwarf.
Like, do they know?
Well, 1 second.
All right.
Da, 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 da. I need to look up a thing. Ghost. The ghost.
Sorry.
Holy shit!
What, they nat 20?
The ghost nat 20'd.
The ghost nat 20.
Okay.
What is it with kobolds and nat 28?
It's not the kobold. It was a ghost. I swear.
The ghost is inhabiting a kobold.
The ghost is inhabiting the kobold. Yeah, it's kobold luck. I swear.
Kobold gets a natural 1.
It's a kobold luck. I swear.
That's when the kobolds become halflings.
I know, right?
Janth kind of goes, actually, that sort of variant of dwarf is actually known as a Durgar. They are from the Underdark. I don't know if you're aware of what the Underdark actually is. I think like large caverns, but like hundreds of thousands of miles down. And he like points down into the mines.
I might have heard something in my travels about it, but not much knowledge.
Can somebody deal the dwarf quick, please? His life force is slipping away.
Well, I heal him. Let's just.
I mean, if you want to, like, just, I will
stabilize.
Yeah.
Not heal.
Yeah, no,
so
that's
he doesn't just wake up
fine.
right away.
You can do a medicine check, but it's to stabilize, yes.
Oh, good lord. I got a +1. Let's try it.
Natural
That's a
1.
13.
Okay.
No, that's what I was afraid of.
No, you stabilize him well enough.
Oh, it's better than what I would have gotten. Right.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
The boy just looks up. I'm all tapped out. I got no more.
No, Mordin, you look like across the thing. Is like, I think he's missing a leg.
That might be a problem right there.
I look down. Look at his leg. Is it just hidden beneath his body?
It's just hidden. It's just hidden underneath his body. He's kind of like flopped over on the side, and like one leg is underneath another leg, and
he's like Family Guy flopped.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I just look at Mordin, pull his leg back out.
Hey, don't look at me. I only went to anatomy class just to learn the basics.
That's fair.
Yeah, basics. All right, never mind.
Chemistry drug. Let's see.
So,
Let's see.
I will say, Dearaen, you kind of take the helm on that one, and you kind of wrap up a few things, and you have known from some of your bardic travels of how to patch up a few wounds, pull out some gauze, and even with your help with Perilu and stuff, of your recent helpings there, both magically and just regularly.
Yeah.
You kind of do some patching up, and you can basically make sure that he's not bleeding out or dying or anything, but he still looks very, very messed up.
Yeah, Kibbles is there helping you with her little nurse hat.
Sure. We can help him, I think. Doctor, I think he's dead.
Checks pulse like from Little Mermaid.
It just does the fox pounce onto his chest. Okay, I think he's good. I think he's good.
Let's see. Yeah, should be all right.
Okay.
I look over back at Jansen like, what's up? Do you know how well Duergar deal with dwarves?
Actually, Kibbles actually does help you out a little bit. Kibbles knows druidcraft. So they are able to kind of help create some medicinal herbs to help pack into some of the wounds.
Nice. Yeah.
There you go. There's a little extra flavor for you.
Yeah. Still wearing the nurse hat though.
Sure.
Because why not have something?
You kind of back up a little bit and no, not that one.
Yeah. I still ask Jant that question though.
Popping out of the kobold, which like falls over just completely unconscious. You kind of see the specter of this, what looks to be relatively human, wielding basically bags and bags of
Herbs?
stuff. Well, bags of herbs and stuff. And you can see like a couple books and stuff. And he motions over to Mordin. Grab the bag and put it on him. Grab the bag and put it on him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I did. I do it.
Okay, so Mordin walks over and pulls the satchel full of various foliage and rests it on the body of the dwarf, and the specter follows and kind of in a weird like ghostly way of getting down and laying down on top of the body, almost like getting into bed or something. And you can notice the breathing go.
Meanwhile, me and Tok in the background just, so what are you going to get from the doors? I'm sorry.
Something shiny. Maybe.
I'm hoping for plate mail. Plate armor.
Okay.
Maybe sorry.
And the body's still unconscious, but you can. There's no much of a sign of not much of a sign of consciousness.
At that point, I'll use like healing word to bring him to consciousness, or cure wounds rather.
Sure. How much do you want to heal him up?
I'm just gonna do a first level.
Sure.
So
Shaboop.
Ooh, that's nice. 10.
10. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see the eyes flicker open a little bit, and... that... okay. How?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for the damage.
You really did a number on this guy. Oh, God.
Looks back at
He kind of just sits up and you can see the pained expression across his face.
It hurts to blink.
Well, the good news is you're only mostly dead.
Yeah, this one's oh God. Okay. And Itronus kind of looks over as hey, you okay, man? What is... Well, nothing if a good long rest don't hurt.
We can take care of that when we get back up to the surface.
Well... Oh God, he's a noisy one, isn't he?
Hmm?
Well, when he's not being silent. You can kind of see, some flickers of,
Eye twitching and that sort of thing.
You can almost hear, a mental conversation between the dwarf and the ghost. Look, we're going to be showing your body now, okay? This is fine now. We're going to be doing a mission that I've been set out to do. Oh my God. I hate that. And Priska kind of goes, yeah, she's also a little bit of a angry sort, but, anyways, like I said, asshole. And she's kind of looking over at Goduin and kind of making sure that he's okay. I'm assuming Mordin brought him back into the chamber a little bit.
Yeah, I have.
And you probably kind of had him scrape against the stone a little bit, though, just to be a little bit extra rough. And he's
a little bit, not a lot. I'm not intentionally hurting, but I'm also not being overly careful with kick gloves.
Right.
So
Priska's just kind of... You can see a... give me an insight check, actually.
sure.
Everybody?
Damn it!
Everybody. If you want to kind of be watching her.
What do you mean?
I'm too busy helping Janth readjust.
Yeah.
17.
Sho Val, you're probably
Deep
not
in
paying...
conversation thinking.
Yeah, yeah, you're thinking more about the dwarves and stuff at the moment. However, Mordin and Tok, you kind of catch just some deep mental dialogue, and she eventually kind of it's very much thinking. And she's kind of speaks up after a couple moments, okay, so our end of the deal is a bust, and that will probably end up leading with the entirety of the center. I'm trying to get out. Fuck. God, this is gonna be a fucking nightmare if we have to go back to him.
What?
And she kind of looks over to Dearaen. Mildly put, Max Hildenar's not exactly a man that likes to take no for an answer, or we failed for an answer. Not to say that he hasn't had his share of losses, but if we turn up empty-handed, that's probably going to either end up with some of us either heavily wounded, missing an arm, or a hand, or any number of unsavory things, or even death, depending on how angry or not he is feeling.
One moment, then. We're still. There are those tables are still there, right?
Yeah, there's still tables and stuff.
Okay, I go to one of the tables and kind of run with a like a rock next.
And even then, there's still a few like there is like some kind of like dwarven made vellum paper and stuff and charcoal.
Okay.
Like this is kind of one of those areas where they would kind of look at gems and stuff.
Yeah, I got you. I write down a missive for the lovely speaker of Targos. And I do have a pen of red wax.
Sure.
And I seal this scroll with my signet ring. And then I walk over to her. I actually cut her binds. And I hand her the scroll.
Okay.
Give this to him when you tell him you failed.
She kind of looks at you very inquisitively. AKA giving you an insight check.
Okay.
What would a 14 kind of read off of your... She's just kind of like trying to interpret your intentions, as it were.
She can read that. Yes, I don't like them. I don't want... I actually would prefer to leave them at the bottom of the canyon, but if they're too... Or the cavern. If they're too worried about this guy's reaction, then this note should ease his ire with them.
Okay. She kind of takes the note with a uneasy hand and then shoves it into a side pouch.
Okay.
Actually, we might be able to salvage something. Assuming we can spend some time here in the mines. She kind of looks around.
Could say you just left us for dead in the mines, and if we somehow come back.
Oh, I'm sure your activities will run well. Your activities run well above your station, as it were.
Although,
your reputation precedes you, and if what I've heard is true, being that you are not only the defenders of Goodmead and also Tourmaline. Now that I've actually managed to put the faces to the names and descriptions to the names and whatnot, well, let's just say I don't think that we would really be able to deceive such matters. If we were a little bit more skilled combatants, we might have been able to put up a decent fight, but I think this one might have been a little bit even beyond us. Okay.
I think you did pretty decently, but I have a quick question. Did he happen to give you a proof that he hired you besides monetary?
This kind of thing he wouldn't want on paper.
Yeah, I know, but figured I'd ask just in case.
It's word of mouth.
Oh, fuck.
If he does give you any more grief, that letter does explain that.
Technically, it wasn't even him directly that sent us. It was one of his lackeys, but they kind of threw the name around, and things being things, we probably just.
He's got dealings with the black market, so.
You know how this fucking Centrum are.
Yep.
Politics.
That being said, their money's usually pretty freaking good.
Well, hopefully he gets his comeuppance, whether by our hand or some other way.
Alright then, it is settled. You keep your lives, you keep your payment. Just leave us alone. We have other things we need to take care of.
Looks at Kobold.
The kobold's kind of slowly, like, dazed, kind of sits up and... Hey, what the heck happened?
You were possessed by a ghost, we saved you, you're fine. We just gotta go talk to the dwarves.
Where am I?
Hey.
He kind of just starts breathing heavily, like very, very much a... I am the Great Tracks! You will, bow before me and my kobold brethren. Where are they? Oh god.
They're down below. And the dire wolf comes up to him and be like, yeah, I wouldn't try anything.
Okay. That's a big dog. Okay.
All you need to know is you're safe. We're gonna talk to the dwarves. And we have another place that you could go. And there's other red kobolds there. Yeah, it's a nice little fortress. You guys can take it over.
All you have to deal with is a dead frost giant and a dead mammoth.
Which is probably still giving meat. You like meat?
Meat is good, yes.
There you go. So calm down. You're good.
It's one of those things where, like, it's somebody that's been in a coma for basically a month and finally waking up and then going, where the fuck am I? What year is it?
All you have to do is...
What year is it?
What year is it?
All you have to do is come with us, since you're the leader of the kobolds. Agree that you're going to leave, saying that to the dwarves. Leave, we'll give you directions. And there you go.
Sure. You said there was a stronghold or something?
Yep.
Yeah, it's more like a lodge, but yeah.
So it's a pretty good sized ice fortress.
Yeah. For kobolds, yeah.
Shelter's good. I like shelter. And more kobolds?
Yes, more red kobolds.
Give them.
Okay. That can work.
Just tell them that we sent you, and
No, they're old friends.
yeah, should be good. We just got you to agree to the terms with the dwarves up there, grab your friends down below, and get out. We good?
Okay. Yes. Okay, yes. That works.
So I say,
Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay. And he kind of like starts checking his pockets and stuff, and checks it. Grabs around to grab the wings that are on his back. It's like, okay, they're still here. Okay, we're good.
Give him a paper bag to breathe in and out of.
We're good.
All right.
Okay. So if,
I freed the halfling. I'm like, you can go ahead and untie your friends. So after we leave.
Okay. And Janeth actually kind of like looks up. I suppose I should probably come with you too, just for the time being, and then I will join back with this party in the short time.
Yep.
And then hopefully I'll be actually able to continue on with my desired tasks.
It's like, I look over to the Dragonborn who just wants to fight. Like, if you're just looking for a good fashion fight, like friendly competition or anything like that, could try the Spine of the World. Goliaths there are pretty fun.
Though I'm also hearing that there's probably a good amount of gnolls down that way as well.
What, are you afraid of gnolls? Big strong warrior like you? Come on.
1, no. 10,
Just kind of look to the side, like, nod my head, like, yeah.
All right, you got me there on the numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the one thing about gnolls that you learn really friggin' quickly, is that there's never just one. There's never just two. There's usually a pack of 5 that you see, and another pack of 5 that you don't.
Thinks back to the 2 that we encountered before. Wow, we got lucky.
Well, here's to if we meet again, that we're sharing a drink, not sword tips.
I just give him a physical look.
I mean, I wouldn't mind sharing sword tips, but
Oh, if it's friendly.
Tell you what. A good old bar brawl where we're not going to kill each other. All right.
That I can agree to. And the Priska kind of goes, yeah, these terms are agreeable. Hopefully we will be spared our lives in the upcoming days. Oh God. Damn it. This is going to be a
You
pain in the
could
ass to
just
try to deal with.
put the note at his door and bolt.
Have you ever dealt with organized crime?
Regrettably.
They have ways of finding you. Even when you run, even if you change your name, they always find you, no matter what. So, unfortunately, this might be one of those deals where we just had to take it. Oh, God. Anyways, just, okay, be off.
Okay. And I think for brevity's sake, we just go up to the...
Yeah. So, I will grab you all. I'm going to...
Kelvin's mom.
And we shall move over to Kelvin's Maw. Boink. Our lovely...
There's a lot of fog.
You remember as you kind of come up out of the mines that there's a lot of, like, steam vents. And as you went down into some of the mines, there were other forges and stuff down that way. And so it's one of those things where, like, all the cold air is kind of being pushed up and out by the heat, and because it basically rapidly cools as it comes out, it basically turns into what appears to be like a thick steam. But I will lower the fog density as you continue on forward. It is relatively there we go. Try that. There we go. It's mildly lighter just because as you're exiting out of the caverns, and you'll also notice a couple dwarves that are very unconscious guarding the mines.
Like, just sleeping regularly or knocked out?
Knocked out. I would say give me a medicine check, but it's an easy kind of, like, tell. Like, you can see some kind of, like, battered bruises kind of starting to form.
And Janth is still with us, right?
Janth has decided to come with you, as well as Trex, the kobold.
I look over at Janth and, like, anything in his memory say anything about these two?
You can say, you can kind of see him think for a moment and kind of, like, snap back into reality. Like, yeah, his group decided that it would be best to just not leave any people to call reinforcements, as it were. So, knock out the guards and set up a trap.
I figured as much. But just wanted to make sure it was that and nothing else.
Granted, their tactics weren't too terrible. They did manage to split you up for even a little bit of a moment.
Well, let's go talk to the leader. And I'm going to be right back. There's a cat scratching at my window wanting food.
Meow, 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 give me food, meow.
Yeah, except clawing at the screen window, just making everything rattle against the glass.
Yeah, no. So, as you are moving into Kelvin's maw, you see a few more dwarves kind of sitting next to the, I don't know what the fence post things, but like everything's shaved down at the top, so it's like spikes and stuff.
Spires.
Is it? No, is it spires? But like it's a fence. I don't know. There's some woodwork that kind of helps detract forced sieges against the place. And there's a few dwarves that are poking
Battlements?
Yeah, battlements, I guess. The battlements are kind of there, and there's a couple dwarves kind of sitting outside And one of them... And they kind of look back at your group very quizzically as they notice the four of you. And the new additions to your group being that of the dark dwarves and a kobold. And one of them calls down to you. Hey! You went down a little deeper than we thought, eh? I thought they came from up top, not from down below. Are these prisoners of yours?
No, all will be explained. We've brokered a deal.
Wait outside really quick. Let me go get, or did. Let me go get Oakenbelt. I believe it was. Was it Oakenbelt? Okay, it's Oakenbelt. Yeah. And he kind of backs off for a little bit, and then comes back, and the door's open, and where did I put him? I don't remember. Here, let me just put another model. I'm pretty sure I used this guy. Sure. That dude. So, a couple of the guards are kind of meet you outside the gates. And Oakenbelt comes out. Alright, so what seems to be the... You brought some additional persons with you.
I'm back.
Explain, please.
Well, the kobold...
As he's very much looking up and down the kobold and the Jurgar. And you can give me an insight check, everybody.
Please be better than my last one. It's the same fucking thing I got last time.
I've done 2.
19.
Everybody but Dearaen. You can tell, you can kind of see that very judgmental, untrusting look in the dwarf's eyes.
Who exactly though? Kobold or the Durgar?
Well, no, in all the dwarves, Duque Silkenbelt and the 2 guards. You can give me a little bit of a history check, will you?
Not me. I didn't get the check.
Well, I guess...
20.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sho Val, you are kind of familiar with dwarves as you've had numerous dealings with them, both as merchants and nobles, and through your kind of history of trade with your family and stuff. You know that dwarves have a very much a that kind of clan mentality, and if you're not part of the clan, you're a little bit mistrusting of other things, especially when the other things are the people that have defected from other clans, and kind of dwarves just kind of have a mistrust of kobolds in general, just because kobolds are a little bit haphazard with their minings and whatnot, besides the fact that they're notorious for building traps and whatnot. Traps and cave-ins and everything else. And they're even more distrustful of the Duergar, who basically kind of had a bit of a falling out with some of the normal dwarves. They're the ones that had delved even deeper into the ore-rich depths of the earth and had been corrupted and kind of shunned the ways of the clans and stuff, and
Not dissimilar to what happened to the Drow.
Yeah, not too dissimilar. But you also know that also the Duergar had been enslaved for a time by weird forces. You're not really too sure on that part of the lore, even with a 20. It's one of those things where, like, they were under servitude to some force for a while, but that while was maybe like 300, 400 years ago.
Close enough to be still an open wound.
Yeah.
I kind of quickly pass on just the brief in hand signal to friends. I'd let them know that the Kobold and Ghost Friend are not coming in. Don't think they would like that.
And Dearaen's kind of like raises his hands in a little bit of a in a pacifist, like, I'm not here to hurt you kind of deal.
Yep.
And just kind of goes, I know my visage is not exactly one of the most likable or trusting faces, as it were, but if you will hear out these adventurers, they have a little bit of a deal to make with both you and the kobold. From my understanding, and from personal experience, the kobolds had escaped from a certain doom and dangers of the now inclement weather and environment and the inhabitants of said environment. And the kobold kind of like goes, yes, what he says.
We're more or less just came up here to make a deal.
If anybody wants to interrupt.
Yeah. So, the kobolds were running away from snowstorms and yetis. They found the caves and they sought refuge there. But they tried to explain, but they weren't given a chance to. But we have found another place that they can hole up in, far away from here. All the kobolds, they agreed to leave and go to this other place.
And we have our biases, yes. But
they just ask for safe passage out of here. They don't want any harm to befall you guys or harm to befall them. They just want to leave.
Yes. What he says. We just want safety, and not. And Trex just kind of trails off with a very confused look for like a small time.
He means he doesn't want death. So We figured that they could just go to this place that we know of that is a refuge for them, and bygones be bygones. It was a misunderstanding.
Well, this is the way I see it, as long as they're not causing trouble in our minds, and vacate the premises as soon as possible.
Within the next 10 minutes sound good for you?
And he kind of looks up and kind of like puts a finger to the air and... The weather sounds like it's good enough for the time being. Its travel is probably easy enough.
Alright.
Well, it's just one of those things where we're trying to run an operation here, and we really don't want any interruptions. And
All fair, time is money.
No offense, but kobolds, as they tend to be very interrupting of things. He kind of says in a very laden with you can tell the bias just seething through his teeth. Like, choosing his words very carefully, just not to offend, but even then, it's still, like,
it's still
there. It's still there.
Trying his best to be professional, but it's just like, I really hate these fuckers.
Very much so.
Come on, be at ease. They'll be out of your hair in mere minutes. Don't worry about it.
There's a tavern. No, not a tavern. Lodge. Yes, lodge. There's a lodge that they talked about, and there are other kobolds there, and we are going to go there. I think that. Yes.
Yes. But for their safety, I'm only going to let them know where it's at.
And Janth kind of goes, yes, that is amenable towards me. I'm not particularly worried about any old Frostgiant's Lodge, from what you've mentioned. That being said, well, nor do I really have much interest in the kobolds.
I need the roll insight because I don't remember ever saying anything about a Frost Giant's Lodge.
It was brought up.
Yeah.
Alright.
Dearaen had said it.
Fair enough then. I turned to what's his name? The kobold. What's his name?
Trex. Trex.
And Trex, can you understand Draconic? And I say this in Draconic.
Okay. So you give him directions in Draconic, and
also write them in Draconic.
Sure.
Okay.
You kind of give him a little bit of a map, and Trex kind of like shoulders the wings a little bit in a way that makes it kind of like look like they're flapping a little bit. It's like, yes, we shall be off. Great adventure awaits. For I am Trex, the greatest of the kobolds. Yes.
I give him a head pat and go, we'll see you later. You have a good time. And take care of those other kobolds.
We shall meet up with our brethren, and we shall create a great community. Great community of kobolds.
And I just chuckle and give him another head pat.
Yes. And he kind of, he's kind of waiting around just a little bit. And he actually like turns to Janth. We shall go seek others, yes? And Janth goes, the best regards to you and your operations here. I will make sure that the kobolds leave the mines, every single one of them, and start making their way. And he kind of helps. He kind of walks back towards the mine with both with both himself and Trex, and that will be their leave. I will say, give me just a general persuasion check for everybody, just to see the.
That is a 29.
Jesus.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
I rolled 11.
18. Nice.
Jesus
20.
Christ.
Good God. I think we made it.
Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're
I
good.
only rolled an 11.
I rolled a 19.
I banded my puppy dog eyes.
So kind of going off of the entire conversation, Oakenbelt goes, okay. Sounds like the situation's remedied to an extent. We shall begin our operations tomorrow. That being said, I believe you said you also had some other business with, Hammerbeard?
Yeah, we want to buy stuff.
Oh, you can see what we have on hand.
Either that or have something made.
Follow me. And they lead you into the camp.
Okay. Wee.
And the guards take up their posts once again. And you can still see, like, some artisans and stuff. I'll have you start moving your tokens around a little bit. Actually, I can just teleport you back up there.
Sorry, Tok, we're on Calvin, whatever. map that
Kelvin's
is.
Maw. Here.
That one.
That one. There
Thank
you
you. Fucking Tailspire.
We love Tailspire when it works.
Yeah, when it works.
Even when we randomly teleport to the ceiling.
go. You didn't teleport to the ceiling.
I know. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking of all the times it happened before in the Strahd game. I was like, oh god.
Oh yeah. There you go. Oakenbelt kind of leads you back up to the smithies, and you can kind of see Hammerbeard going about their business and hammering away at some various shields and swords and the like. Very, very much artisanal dwarven makes. And he goes, "Hey, Hammerbeard, I'll take it from here. I've got other business to take care of. You can also talk to Thelmami Redbane and Erigig Blackmaster. There's a couple other dwarves kind of sitting off to the side. Also working the forges. Yeah. Okay. So, here comes the fun little bits. Hammerbird kind of turns to you all. Okay, so we got what appears to be some of our own goods, and we could also take a look at what you've got on your persons. So, you can do a few things to your gear if there's anything that you want, though it will be at a little bit of a price.
I unstrap my bow.
So I'm going to have to pull up the my little game rules of equipment here.
Rules? We don't need no rules.
Well, it's more like prices, if anything. So, however, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of some caveats. So what we can do for you, that we can make your Oakenbell kind of goes, give them, let's say at least a good upgrade each. So if there is a certain type of armor that you want, you can requisition an armor. However, they can modify your armor in a certain way. 1 second. There we go. Magic item prices. There we go. So, Hammerbeard kind of looks to you all. Alright, so we got a few different options for your gear. There's a little bit of a... how do you say? Okay, so your first one's a little bit more like your friend's Warhammer there. Probably a little bit better of an option. So we can make your weapons a masterwork item, makes it deal a little bit more damage a little bit more consistently. We can also keen your weapons, that'll make your weapons, they can kind of, how do you put it, let's say that they can kind of get in and do, like, burst they can do a little bit more serrating, a little bit more, make it a little easier for you to do a little bit of extra damage. Mechanically speaking, he's saying that they can increase the critical hit chance to a 19 or a 20.
Ooh, damn.
Our third option is a little bit more of a specialty one. We can increase the weight of your weapon so that when you do hit and kind of get that nice juicy hit right in the middle of the armor that kind of pierces through it, it deals a significant amount more of damage. We call these brutal variants. So with these, the brutal variant goes, whenever you deal a critical hit, you get to roll an additional weapon die.
Essentially giving you brutal critical.
Essentially giving you brutal critical, yes.
Nice.
Right, and there's also the little bit more option of just a little bit more of a refined variant. It makes it a little bit easier to kind of dig yourself in and deal just a little bit more damage, but it won't do too much against any, let's say, the magical folk that can kind of shrug off damage. So with this one, it's kind of a... Your refined is basically a +1 buff to your weapon, but it is not magical. So anything that has resistance to magical, to non-magical weaponry, still gets to retain that resistance. And now for our armor options, we also have we've had a little bit of a pet project. We've got a nice set of fancy dwarven plate armor, but that's in the wheelhouse of probably about equivalent of 9,000 gold.
Ooh.
However, we can also masterwork your armor so that it also kind of helps shrug off a little bit of damage. Masterwork armor, if you want that, basically makes it so that when enemies strike you, it's roll damage twice, take the lower.
Oh. That's not bad.
Might be interested in that.
Now, each of these options, they're going to take about probably about 1,000 gold off of any, on top of the normal price of any of the standard equipment. So, take your typical longsword, per se. You think 15 gold, sure? That'll end up being about, say, 1,000 extra on that. Wait, let me double check a thing. Longsword. What? Oh. Actually, I'll say 500. Or 300. 500. 500 on top of whatever the actual price of a thing is.
What about a simple reinforcement?
He kind of looks at you inquisitively.
Adding a bit more protection. Essentially, adding a, 1 AC.
Unfortunately, that's one of those things that you have to take to a magic shop for.
Okay.
Armor's only so good as the material it's in, but that being said, like I said, the masterwork's about the best you're gonna get without having to take it to any those fancy magic shops. Speaking of magic, are there any of you being spellcasting types?
Raise his hand.
I raise my hand.
All of us can cast magic.
I kind of wag my hand in the air, kind of.
Alright,
I give the.
I suppose I should. Let me explain a little further. Specifically, the kinds that are more attack based, like you're throwing fire or something. I don't know.
Hand still raised.
Well, we do have a. We did manage to acquire one of these fancy gems down in the mines. It allows you to basically cast any of your focused spells kind of at a little bit easier process. But it imbues into your weapon a little bit more, and allows your weapon to be used as a spellcasting focus.
I've heard of that one.
Aye. I believe it was called a
Something war or something.
It's a Ruby of the War Mage. So if you, and actually, you could even stick it onto your little warhammer there, Orc. Though I am honestly surprised that you're the one that I can actually cast magic. You struck me as just a fisticuffs kind of guy, or bladed-cuffs, as it were.
I guess I'm still full of surprises, aren't I? It's nice to know.
Hey, but then again, what do I know about these orcs anymore? Stuck behind a forge all day.
Hmm?
So, basically what he's saying is, there is a, the Ruby of the War Mage, which is an actual item, Ruby of the War Mage kind of mixed with the Wand of the War Mage.
Yeah.
So basically, it gives you a +1 to attack rolls with spells, but it does not affect. It does not affect DCs.
It's more added damage. Or added attack, rather.
Well, attack and... Is it attack and damage? Or is it...
No, I think it's just attack. Because we had one of the War Mage before.
Spell attack roll. Yeah, attack rolls. Because it doesn't actually affect the damage, but it does help...
and then turns your weapon into a focus, so you don't have to use your hands.
Yeah.
You have a free hand available, so... Casting spells through your Warhammer...
Okay, so instead of holding my hand up to cast a firebolt, I could just, point my warhammer at them and then it'll shoot the thing out.
Right, that is exactly how it works.
You've piqued my interest, Dwarf.
Alright, but that one's a little bit more on the expensive side. That one's actually going to be about 1,000 gold.
Looks at my coin purse and just kind of winces like...
Well, to be fair, you did also get 3,000 gold. So...
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You had gotten bought out by...
Yeah, we just didn't split it.
Oh.
You just didn't split it, so technically you all have... Or you have a party fund of 3,000 gold on top of whatever you have personally in your character sheet.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you guys kind of sit there and kind of discuss what you want. Like I said, you can either do a keened weapon, a brutal weapon, a masterwork weapon, a +1 weapon but is not magical. There is the option of the ruby, which does give you basically a +1 spellcasting focus, but it does not give you any DC bonus. And there is the Dwarven plate, but it's also very much on the expensive side. And if you wanted to masterwork your armor, it does decrease that as well. And also, if you wanted to just buy regular armor, they also have that in stock. So
did want to ask about, for the sake of flavor text, call it rebalancing my weapons, so I can have my two-handed weapon essentially be versatile, so it's one-handed or two-handed.
He kind of looks at your you could turn your great axe into a battle axe if that is something that you want, but you would lose a little bit of damage on it. Considering you'd be losing a little bit of length and oomph from your handle and whatnot.
I'm hoping to shorten the handle, but
Right.
add weight to the end of it so that it might still have the same amount of weight to it, but be short enough to.
Well, if you wanted to, we could give it the your brutal weapon. But it just won't be able to hit quite as hard as you want it to, just normally. So basically, what he's offering there is, instead of having a great axe, you would have a battle axe, which gives you the versatile trait. But it does have the traits of a battle axe, which would be a normal 1d8 and a 1d10 versatile, instead of the 1d12 that you normally have.
I have to consider it.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot that we can really do beyond that. Unfortunately, if you try to shorten the handle a little too much, the it's going to be a little bit too unwieldy. Granted, we can make it a little bit more on the clunkier side when you get that one good hit in, but if that is what you want. And that would cost you about 510 gold. And if you want to kind of like metagame and kind of like prepare for what you want to do in the in-game, because you do have some stuff kind of coming up and whatnot, but now is the time to discuss that kind of deal. Hello?
Alex, for the sake of better visualizing the options, can you type them out into one of the Frostmaiden chat so we can
I can do that for you really quick.
Ponder through them?
Okay. As soon as I find the chat really quick. So, as I said before, Keen is a 19 to 20 crit range. Masterwork. Weapon. Advantage on damage rolls. Brutal is extra weapon damage roll on crit. They have Dwarven Plate for...
Which, I don't even think we can afford that, even if we pull everything together.
Master work. I will make the caveat on Masterwork armor. It's against physical damage rolls. So bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You said it was 1,000 to upgrade? Anything? Or was it less?
It is 500 for on top of plus the weapon price.
Mm-hmm.
If we're buying a new weapon.
If you're buying a new weapon or upgrading a weapon.
Oh.
Okay, so
It's one of those things where it's just kind of like it's one of those things where they had to sit there and modify whatever the weapon is.
okay. So if we get, can we only have one upgrade, or can we have? Two?
I'm going to say you can only have one weapon upgrade.
Or weapon, yeah.
I'm going to say refined is a +1 to hit.
So was there anything for shields? Like, just if they...
I would say they can also do like a refined shield.
So, like a...
So basically a non-magical +1 shield.
Okay. Which I kind of already have, but it's huge.
Yeah.
Which is why I want it be. I guess it won't matter.
Those are your those are your options.
Let's see.
Refined shields and tower shields are basically about the same thing in my campaign, or in my idea.
Yeah.
Actually, what's your strength, Peter?
Big. 16.
Okay, yeah, that's enough for a tower shield.
Figured because you need some amount for a...
I'm kind of like tempted to kind of throw in like certain like strength requirements for like certain types of weapons and stuff. I'm kind of like toying with that a little bit of idea of like, well, if you want a tower shield or something, it requires this amount of strength, but it gives you just a little bit extra bonus. But I think a 16 is enough for a tower shield. So feel free to talk it out. And he also goes, kind of looks over at Mordin. We can also do this to certain types of ammo if you're so inclined. We can make your arrows a little bit more refined and stuff. We got a Fletcher downstairs, actually. Granted, it won't help with your bow that much. I'm not too much of a woodworker. You have to go find somebody that's a little bit more inclined in that regard. I would actually probably suggest, as much as it pains me to actually say it, your Genasi friend over in East Haven. Which was Deka.
Deka?
Deka.
Okay. No, sorry. Well, I was hoping for the armor upgrade, but that's out of the question for right now. I had to seek someone else out.
Yeah, that. If you wanted to get a +1 set of armor, that would probably be something that you talk to
Probably Soza.
Sozo with.
Yeah.
I'm
I just gotta
thinking,
get better, more materials. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm thinking of getting the Masterwork armor and going for that one-handed, just getting the battle axe. And then I'm trying to figure out whether I want the keen Masterwork or brutal on the battle axe.
I would say probably go for the shield too if you want more tankiness. Or go for the shield instead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'll help you take more blows and very least it'll keep you from taking too much more damage.
Right, up the shield for the greater AC instead of trying to mitigate the damage, you think?
I will say just due to production kind of lines, they are only able to provide 4 items for you. They have all the like standard stuff, but if you want any of the additional bonus stuff, that's one of those things that's gonna take a little bit more time.
That's fair.
It's something that you can put in for a commission for longer term, which is fine with me. But just at the current moment, you are only able to each get one thing.
So I would probably go for the armor.
I was gonna say, do the squishies want to try to get some armor?
I like my armor, so I'm not proficient with a shield. In fact, actually, I was gonna do something in game. Talk to Sho Val about something about that.
Go ahead, talk about it in game, please. Roleplay, do the thing.
Well, I was finishing up our metagame thing first.
I mean, up to you.
Yeah. Let's just do this real fast. Sho Val, in our off time, do you think you can trade me in shields? I kind of got some basic stuff down, but I need to be a bit more proficient.
Puts his hand to his chin and nods vigorously.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Alright,
Oh.
What about Mordin? He said something about like upgrading ammo. Maybe you could do something with Mordin's arrows.
No. All I was really thinking was a better bow. Like a heavy longbow. But wait, that's a 3.5 thing. Yeah.
No, but a keen longbow would be really nice for you.
Technically, that would be the arrows. So keen to arrows. It still applies the same effect, but it's just on a... It's the thing that actually hits the thing. So, if you were to have like a keened arrow, think of it like an arrow type that's a little bit sharper. Maybe has like a 3-prong versus like the normal blunt end that you have.
Basically, like a hunting arrow is made to bleed out.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's the 4-prong razor and...
Think like almost like modern day arrow tips versus like the those like tiny little just regular blunt ends that you would see in like just normal ranges where it's just like hey, I'm just trying to hit a target kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the difference is. It's basically the arrowhead actually gets changed to kind of hit what you want it to do.
More
so like your keened ones are a little bit more aerodynamic so that they can pierce in a little bit farther. Your brutal ones would be a little bit like wider fanged, but also have like holes in the tip so that it when it does strike, it basically opens things up really well and basically makes whatever wounds that you do deal significantly more damage.
Would you allow, I apologize, 2
Sure.
quivers of keen arrows and then a masterwork on my bow?
How much comes in an arrow? Sorry.
Well, a quiver of arrows is only...
I think it was like 1 gold is 20 arrows or something.
Yep.
Yeah, so... I would say that the only thing that you could technically apply to your bow would be the not actually the masterwork. It would actually be a refined, because you could do masterwork. The only thing that I would say that you could do on the bow is refined, but all the other buffs would be on the arrows themselves.
Okay.
I know.
Pouty
But-
face, we accept it.
Hey, it's one of those things where like
I get it. It's fine.
what arrows, bows are one of those weird like 2-parter things where it's like, oh hey, your bow is just the part that helps you aim and hit the thing. The part that
the bow
actually
also provides the power behind the higher poundage bow. The more damage the arrow is going to do, the farther it goes, the deeper it will go.
Yeah,
Because a 20-pound
yeah.
bow is not going to do the same thing or the same amount of damage as a 160-pound bow.
Jesus, who the fuck has a 660-pound bow?
Olympians.
Really?
Yeah, the standard bow strength on an Olympian bow is about 150, 160. But there are some people that... some of the ancient longbows from England were like 80-pound, 90-pound.
Yeah. Well, like I'm used to like within my own personal thing being like, your stereotypical, I want to say like 40 to 50 pounds.
Yeah.
That seems to be about your average. When it's usually given to like little kids and stuff, it's usually around like 20 to 30.
If that.
But
Yeah.
then again, they're only like 15 feet away from the target, so.
And they still can't hit it. I used to teach archery at Dearaen.
So yeah, I will say you can do masterwork on your bow.
All right, so is that okay? Like 2 quivers of keen arrows and then a masterwork on the bow. Could you go hand in hand?
Give me a persuasion check. Just because that's a good amount of work for them.
It is, but I was more hoping to bribe the DM, but okay.
Boba tea?
I was going to go boba tea and a back massage with lavender oil, but...
you gotta be mean like this, don't you?
How about a 28?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I will take a natural 19. They do say like, okay, they will manage to do it, but
just the whole room smells of cinnamon sugar donuts, and it's like all relaxing. It's making everybody kind of hungry.
I like the way it smells. that sounded weird. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I get it
Fine.
a lot.
Oh, God. I guess we're working a late one tonight, boys. You just hear some groans from across the cavern.
I'll add extra for you. I'm sorry, but I do like your guys' work.
So, I
How
will
much would that
say,
come out to?
so for the bow, it'll be whatever bow that you want, plus 500, and for the arrows, it'll be, I'll say,
51 or 55 gold per.
I will say it'll end up being actually it'll actually be 100 gold.
For both of them?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
no, 100 gold total.
Yeah, that's what I meant. For both of them? Alright.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I sit down on the ground and start counting coins. Next.
Okay. Let's see. I may not have be able to get the armor that I wanted, but I did have a bit of a custom order, which they might be able to finish by tomorrow, sort of deal.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna message you something. Don't say what it is. I'm gonna message you something.
Okay.
I already sent Alex something.
Yeah, I'm also gonna buy a shield just for training.
No.
Yeah.
You're
made
not
it
allowed
little
to
less.
have. You're not allowed to be the Krieg. I'm sorry. We're not playing high modern fantasy.
No, that would be if Angron got a hold of the Krieg.
Oh God.
And I will also be buying a shield so I can train with proficiency in that one. Just a standard shield.
Well, what was the good people think for me? Should I focus more on getting better weapon or better?
Dearaen, you kind of feel a massive headache come on, and you take 5 points of psychic damage.
I'm fine with this. It's what do they cause?
And now I'm really curious.
I'm not.
You will find out later.
I'll just smile and nod.
Just count your coins.
Boys, he's good.
Right in front of
Oh God.
Alright, in front of Mordin, he has laid out 7 neat piles of 100 gold and another pile that has 50 gold. There you go, and there's an extra 100 for you all to split.
Alright. That sounds good to us. And so you're getting just a regular shield, Dearaen?
That's one of the things. And then the other thing.
So your regular shield's going to cost you 10 gold.
That's fine.
And just a regular thing, which is...
The other thing was like 15.
I'm assuming did you want the...
I wanted that specific upgrade on it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For the custom order, you're gonna end up spending an extra 100 on it, so it'll end up being 605 gold.
605 plus the
Plus
10
the 10.
there, so 615. I am fine with this.
I can't believe I'm allowing this.
You know it'll be fun. That's why.
So far,
Okay.
all damage I have taken so far has just been psychic damage from bad jokes.
Oh, God.
And I'll add a shield into my thing.
God. Okay. Sho Val, what did you want?
That was the question. Should I... If I just get the masterwork armor, would they still be willing to do the... Make my shovel into a battle axe instead of a great axe?
Yeah, they can do that easily enough.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay. So that'll be
The splint armor that I got,
splint.
which I think is like 500 gold.
200, so that'll be... for the most part, I'm gonna say...
Unless they have some plate armor that I can apply that to.
They do have plate armor.
9,000 gold.
But...
Not that big armor. Do you think you have enough for me to get masterwork plate armor?
That would end up being 2,000 gold.
Ooh.
We do have party funds.
I
thought...
Yeah, the 3,000.
Yeah, she said we had the 3,000 party funds.
Yeah, so we've already spent... How much?
I spent my own gold.
Oh.
I spent my gold.
Okay.
No, so we still have party funds, because I have 300. So, are you guys fine with me doing that?
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
No? Okay.
Okay.
All because it's
The tank!
No!
The tank!
Okay, fine.
It's like, all because it's Sho Val, the good boy.
I shall be the tank.
Okay, so it'll be 2,000 for the plate, and it'll be
Then plus 500 for the masterwork portion of it.
yeah.
Right.
Well, it's 1,500 base plus 500 for the masterwork.
Oh,
So,
okay. For some reason I was
2,000.
thinking that plate is...
No, it's 1,500. Nope.
And then basically just to chop my axe shorter and replace the handle and make it balanced enough.
Yeah, you're I'll say they'll cut the difference and just say an extra 20 gold on top of that.
Okay, so 2020. Oh god.
Yep. You are now cursed forever.
Oh god. That should be a fairly lucky number, but the way that gear went, no. So
Vietnam flashbacks.
I will erase the 20 gold from my portion, but take that 2,000 from party funds, please.
We have 1,000 in... Or... Yeah.
You have 1,000 gold left.
1,000 gold in our party funds. Okay.
So does Tok want the Ruby of the War Mage?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Especially considering how much I like my firebolt. I think this could be of use.
And I have 300 gold left, so if you have 200, you can, or more than...
I've got 400. So I can pitch in for that too.
So if you want...
I got the 200.
Okay.
It's going to be 200 plus whatever weapon or armor you're gonna upgrade.
I don't know. I forget. I think I only have chainmail on.
Eldritch Knight can only have chainmail?
No, I said that's what I have on.
Ow. Ow.
Oh.
I exploded.
I'm sorry, what?
I exploded.
Why did you explode?
I sneezed.
Oh. Oh. I didn't even hear it.
And maybe it overdrew my mic, but...
Let's see. But when mine gets done, let me describe it, please.
So, yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
So, they have basically all the types of medium and heavy armors that you would want.
I could always give him my split mail.
You can also give him your splint mail, if that is what you wish.
I'm going to be right back, Professor.
You gonna give me the splint mail?
Yeah.
So then
that's an upgrade from
the chainmail?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
your typical chainmail is around armor class 16.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas your splint mail is armor class 17.
Okay. And then
mail is 18.
So if I had the splint armor, could I get it? What was you say? Like refined and an extra +1?
Sure.
Okay, I think I should upgrade to that then.
So,
Really?
okay. So,
And then, what's the price for a quick paint job for the two of our armors? Because I'm assuming he doesn't want the blue that I had. And then I would want my new armor to be blue.
unfortunately, they don't have any paints. Yep, you gotta deal with it. Deal with it. You're not blue. You're not blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die.
Not blue.
Anyways. So, with that all being said, the few dwarves are heavy at work with their orders in place. And you basically get to spend the rest of the night, and this entire process is going to take a good, I'll say, a good day, 24 hours. That you can basically spend resting and maybe in helping out the dwarves, doing whatever you want.
Is there like a tavern-esque area?
You are basically in like a kind of like a small group hall. There's a few dwarves that are kind of sitting there drinking on their off time and before kind of working and going back into the forges. What would have been daybreak kind of goes by. And some of the dwarves kind of start heading back into the mines to go back doing their things. If there's anything that you want to do, by all means, you can do that now, or we can just kind of skip ahead to the next phase. Or
Take a long rest.
Well, I'm assuming that's part of that, is taking a long rest.
As far as bookkeeping, I just wanted to make sure. So Tok's taking up the last 1,000 from the fund for the Ruby of the War Mage.
Yep.
Then I'm giving him 300 for something, or
if you wanted to masterwork or give a refined status to the armor.
I was gonna say probably refined.
So. Or no, you can't. You can't do the refined armor. Sorry.
No.
You can only do the masterwork.
Yeah. Sorry. +1 armors are usually magically enchanted.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the difference is.
Okay.
So, if you wanted to do masterwork on your armor, that is fine.
Did you want to, like, give your hammer, like, brutal or...
Make hammer go burr.
Or you could technically get another weapon if you so choose.
You need some ranged stuff, man.
He's got the fire.
Yeah, but the fire's kind of hit or miss. Mordin's kind of right on this one.
Javelins or something, man.
Well, I got javelins, actually. Wonder what they could do to those.
All of a sudden you see Mordin going why you no use? Jackie Chan going, why? Why you no use them?
Firebolt. Yeah.
Because fire. It's right there.
Yeah, because fire fun. That's why.
If you do want, they do have the, I believe it's a maul? Whatever
I got that ornate maul.
You had a warhammer, which is the versatile one-handed.
Yeah, I thought I also got an ornate maul that gave me 2 attacks.
No. No, you didn't. You did not have that, as far as I'm aware.
Weird, because I got it in my inventory.
I am not familiar with that one.
It requires 2 hands to wield effectively. Is a masterwork, and I roll twice for damage and take higher result.
Yeah, that's the masterwork warhammer.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember you getting that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on your page. I don't see anything. Oh, yeah, now I see it. It's in other possession. Anyway. Okay. So, you want the money or no?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Well, what are you getting?
I'm getting the Ruby of the War Mage for my Warhammer.
Right, and that takes up the last 1,000 from the party fund.
Right.
And were you getting something done to a weapon or armor?
You could masterwork the splint armor if you wanted.
Yeah, a bit of.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Make me a little bit more tanky.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
So that's 500 plus what's splint armor cost?
Technically, because I'm going to say when it comes to armors, it's actually half the price of the normal armor. It's usually just weapons that are a little bit more finicky. So it'll actually be 600 gold.
You need gold.
Yeah, I'm only at 415.
Okay.
I give you the last 200.
Thank you, Mordin.
I was going to give him money.
I still have 452 gold.
Yep. Just means we still have money to spend on like potions and such when we get a chance.
Yep. Okay, so with that all being said, you spend some time kind of gallivanting and socializing with the dwarves, if that's what you so choose. And you wait for all of your stuff to be made. And that is where we're going to leave off. And next time, we are going to actually jump over to Lonelywood, which is where you are going to be headed next. And I will say, give me just one last persuasion check for As I look up the name again, Hammerbeard to help perform the ritual for Sho Val.
26.
Yeah, okay. Better than my
And
12.
So,
Ah, fuck, nat 1. Well,
Oh no.
also,
at least it was now.
also, do we get the stuff right before we leave?
Yeah, you will basically have everything by next session.
Okay.
So we can
Might
go.
as well.
So
Yeah,
type down what you got, and I will basically go through and edit all to your equipment lists and stuff.
Should I just say what I did already?
Yeah. Just
So-
just put it in the. Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
And then, like, right now, because...
Yeah. No, that's fine.
He's impatient and he wants to...
no,
He wants
I
to make
can
his
put-
pun.
Yes, he does.
So let's just cut just a tiny bit to the future. Presenting Sho Val, draped, ceremonious, with a cloth ceremoniously draped over it. A mace. But the head of the mace is made of shovel heads. A spade, to be precise. So, by next session, Sho Val will have a brutal mace of spades.
Face palm.
That's
Can
why.
can he take 2d10 psychic damage, please?
You already had me damage.
You take another 4 points of psychic damage.
I'd rather have the chain shovel.
Hey, if you crit with this, you get 3d6 damage.
All I'm imagining is just the shovel shape, but it's just
Essentially, the head is just a bunch of shovel heads intersecting at the point of the spade. So the flanges are the sides of the shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of it like 4 shovels just clipping into each other from different angles.
It's a bit like 6.
Uh,
It's
Well,
stupid.
I would say like a
3
8,
shovels, but yeah.
3 to 4.
3 to 4 shovels, yeah.
But anyways, with that out of the way, we will get everything sorted out, and we will keep track of everything. So, with that, we will see you next time in the frozen north of Icewind Dale.
Yay!
I'm going to die of pun damage.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
Most
you
likely.
are.
Take another 10 points.
Yeah.
Damn it.
He's down.
No, actually, I'm at like half health at that point.
Anyways, have a good night.
Night,
Adios.
everybody.